I fell in love with this house years ago. I coincidentally had taken pictures of it probably 13 years ago when the real estate agent drove me up to the house. I couldn't believe it was this house that I had photographed so long ago. It's just beautiful. The proportions, the charm, the character. The people who lived here had been here for 50 years, and it was like a movie set, straight out of Mad Men. It was a time capsule. We've changed literally every single thing about the interior. We stripped out all of the plaster walls. We stripped it back down to the bricks and rebuilt it. I always like a more contemporary feel in a kitchen family room where you've got a lot of activity, it gets a lot of wear and tear, but then with the formal entertaining and public spaces, I like a sophisticated, more elegant feel. One of the most important things is the flow. I think it's very important to be able to experience the whole house. The dining room, the living room, maybe get used 10% of the time, but I don't want them to be sequestered off and never experienced. So I like that we opened up the archways so that you really got a feeling of the light and the space and the flow, and I get to experience the living room and dining room on a daily basis. I say that the things that matter most to me would probably be the paintings. They're family heirlooms, they're pieces that I've inherited from my parents, so they're very sentimental. As far as furnishings go, I do like to reuse pieces. I really believe that style is an evolution, and my home, I think, really reflects that. I don't think my style has changed. I think it's really evolved. My childhood was very contemporary. My training became more traditional. And for me, when most people are learning to edit and take things away, I really had to learn how to add more. So I think it's given me a sensibility that's very tailored. And I try and look at spaces and their basic forms and shapes and proportions, and then embellish from there. I think that growing up, my father was very into architecture, and he built the house I grew up in. It was very contemporary. It was built in '67, all out of poured concrete, brutalist style, and now it's all in fashion again. But at the time, it was a very unusual house. So growing up, I always craved a warm, cozy home, a little more Leave It to Beaver. So for me, I have the sensibility of contemporary architecture, but I really want to make sure that it's warm and family friendly. I think now I've done enough renovations that I really know what I want and what I need and what works for my family. There are challenges when it comes to looking at trends and looking at design elements. I also appreciate so many different styles. I love very contemporary spaces. I love really traditional things too. So for me, the art is really just melding both of those. Ironically, it takes me some time to get to the final product, but once it's done, and I don't change it. At that point, we usually move.